Take 4. And welcome back to the Angry Buddha Official. I hope you're enjoying yourself. This is your host, Justin, and I am here with you to review another Snuff review. Irish 22. Rhymes not intended. This is a toast. Yes, we have another toast. And so you'll know I love toast, and I'm fascinated with toast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was blessed by the holy men at my door trying to share their religion with me, and that's fine. I have nothing against anyone's religion, but I didn't need the blessing. Or maybe I did need the blessing. Anyways, no disrespect to anyone's thing, but I'm not religious, so I don't need it. Anyway, I have this review for y'all. I have some snuffs to compare as well, and we're going to be talking about this snuff and why it could be similar to other snuffs and its similarities with other toasted snuffs. So here we go. What I did is I actually decanted this because the first time I tried it, it smells okay, there wasn't a lot of it. Tried it again, the smell was better, but it was very dry. So I was like, great, probably because it was a tap tin. Although I opened it fresh. I don't know why, but tapping it and pinching it and sniffing it didn't really give me much. So pulled this apart and I put it into my nice little tap box. So now we are going to review Irish number 22, or Irish 22, number 22 by Wilson's of Sharrow. We have F&T, which is made by Wilson's, is a high dry toast. We have Toke natural toast, which we've heard recently, like for example, Simply Snuff uses 6 photo tobacco. He's a blender basically, so he has the ideas for the toppings. They blend it in, they put it together, blah blah blah. That's Simply Snuff. I believe that with Toke, they also use Wilson's of Sharrow tobacco. They use Wilson's of Sharrow tobacco, and Roderick, being the master blender he is, blends up something nice and makes his own product. Now, this is a natural toast, so I don't know if he blended anything at all in here or not. I believe if Simply made a toast, I don't know if that would just be really more work from 6 photo or for him. I don't know any of this stuff, and I don't care. I'm just showing that I'm mentioning these things because some of these tobaccos may be similar, because they have similar tobacco in them. And then, like I said, whoever's coming up with the idea with the toppings and mixes it in and makes a whole new snuff, blah, 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 blah. We have Sir Walter Scott's Lundyfoot. We also have Sir Walter Scott's Havana Toast. I am leaving out other Toke toasts and other toasts that have fruity flavors in them because they are not natural, so they have a fruit topping on them. So that's not what we're doing here. We're doing toast and plain toast, or natural toast, or whatever. So let's go ahead and take a pinch of our high dry toast, or not high dry toast, I'm sorry, Irish 22. And I will go ahead and say, at least from using the HCT all the time, the Irish number 22 is is lighter in color. That's about what you see, or what I'm seeing. So it's actually closer to it's a tan, but it's closer to like a white, I feel like. And I want to say this, it feels like it's a little bit more dustier and finer grind than the HCT. I could be wrong, but I use HCT a lot, and it just feels silkier when I touch into it. Kind of like that Afghani white, just not quite as fine, but finer than HCT fine. I have a pinch here. Let's get into it. Oof. Oof. Oh yeah. If you don't have a snuff out, why don't you bust one out? Let me tell you, I can go ahead and tell you, y'all hear me talk about high dry toast all the time. This is like high dry toast. However, maybe less smokier and a little less nuttier. You get that buttery in bread, but maybe not as smoky. Sometimes, even I have, you get a little bit of leather from the HTT. I don't always, but with the HTT, a little bit more smoke and leather. Now, while this Irish toast is in my nose, or this Irish 22, let's say Irish toast, whatever, we're gonna, yep, and since I have a different scent in the nose, this is smelling a little different. Nuttier, smokier, maybe a little richer. Let's say that. Okay, so I check that text out, and then let's have a little whiff of the Sir Walter Scott's Lundyfoot. Similar scent to the High Dry, a little more beige, a lighter color than the HTT, but not as light as the Irish 22. Now, we'll do the Havana toast last, and we'll talk about that, why we're doing that last. Now we have Toke's Natural Toast. And these are not the only toast. Quite moist. I've had this Snuff for probably almost a year, and I haven't used a lot. But it proves that my point to, even when you have, it doesn't matter the size of the jar, it doesn't matter the size of the tin, when you only have a little bit left in that tin or a little bit left in that jar, it doesn't matter. There's like so much, even if it's an airtight jar, there's so much air in there compared to how much little of snuff is there, or lack of snuff is in there, that little bit of snuff will get dried out pretty quickly. Now, I could be wrong about the jar, but I have had that happen to me with snuff, and it will go stale on me. This has a much more nuttier scent. Could be because it's so fresh. And there's a little bit more moisture in Toke's Snuffs compared to the HTT, but not a lot, but, well, quite a bit. But now if I go into a jar of my HTT, it will be also moist as well. I also feel like the Toke Natural Toast is not as fine of grind as, for example, the Irish 22 or the HTT or the Sir Walter Scott. They're pretty close. But that's, maybe it's different when the moisture leaves. That's a moisture level that's making it, heavier and, softer. Because even a dry amount of, or a small amount of dry snuff can be a little, let's say, rougher feeling or grainier feeling, I don't know. But it smells really nice. And see, sometimes I'll go back to this after HTT. I'll go back to this after, goddamn it, I spilled some pico off my taco earlier. Let me wash my hand off so it doesn't smell like onion. Okay, sorry about that. No pico on the finger. Anyway, so, anyways, what I was saying is sometimes I'll go to natural toast because I'll be like, man, because I used to really love natural toast. I'd go back and forth from lime toast to natural toast. I guess some of the toasts I've had since then, in the past few years, since I've had HTT, well, I've had a lot of HTT, it's just a little bit more savior than the Toke. However, I'll go back to this one a lot, and it turns out it's closer to more of a plain toast than I don't want to say plain toast, more of a plain smelling tobacco. There's still something toasted there. It's more of a plain toasted tobacco than that smoky or extra, I don't know, buttery kind of smell. However, did this not too long ago, before I was attempting all these reviews, or attempting recording this video, and it had a deeper smell than before. Sometimes you just gotta give your snuffs a break. There's more scent in there than you think sometimes. Now, this is a Havana toast. It's going to be different than the Lundyfoot. It's going to be a little different than all the rest. It's not going to look the same either. And it might have been toasted. Let me tell you, I don't know if how Havana toast is supposed to be. When I first got this, freshly opened, dry to the bone. It's a good snuff, but it's dry to the goddamn bone. And look at this. Now, y'all can't tell. In this, Tim, what I'm seeing, it's a little bit darker than what you see here. And if you can see how it moves like that, like it's grainier. It's much grainier powder. And the smell doesn't smell like it's toasted. However, story behind this one, Havana Toast, I want to say, like when Sir Walter Scott started, I watched this interview with him and some people interviewing him, and I want to say, you know, he had been into snuff, and this is before he snuffed or before he made snuff, and he I guess he was wondering, he had these really nice, he wanted to attempt to make a snuff, and he grinded up his Havana cigars, and I think he tried to attempt to make another snuff or something similar to one he had before, which they used to, I want to say, mix it up with a bit of brandy, or it was if it wasn't brandy, then it might have been I want to say it was brandy. It was brandy or rum, but I want to say it was brandy. It was brandy, I think. Anyways, so he mixed it up with that. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe this is a different stuff that he was even talking about. But actually, he got curious, and he, you know, and I want to say he even went, of course he did, but he went to Havana and checked it out and made these snuffs. He says he urges people to do so. I guess if you're a snuff maker or whatever, I don't know. Don't quote me on everything there. This has like somewhat of a chocolatey smell. Now, this one does not have a buttery, bready smell. It smells like Havana cigars. Now, have I smelled Havana cigars before? No, I haven't had any Havana cigars. I can't get them here. However, this is closest to the Havana cigar I might ever get. Now, I don't know if it's just Havana cigars. I don't know if there's any other tobacco in here blended with it. I should do my research, but I didn't. I'll take a little pinch of this just for science. This is probably not, even though it's a beautiful snuff and I love it. As far as toasts go, I wouldn't call this my favorite toast. As a snuff that I like every now and then, yes. It's nice with a little whiskey or scotch. And it's still good. It's not, I don't get a lot of nicotine from it though. That scent stays with you. But sometimes I don't want to smell cigars, so. Oh, wow. And that was not my hanky. That was the taco napkin I used earlier. Okay, you can see I'm real clean. Which is funny because actually this room is clean. I cleaned the shit out of it earlier. Anyway, so what I'm getting at is that most toasts are pretty close in similarities to each other. Like, they have so much similar like scents and smells that if you've never had a toast and you're going to try one of these that I said, except for the Havana toast, the natural toast, Sir Walter Scott's Lundy Foot, and High Dry Toast by Wilson's of Sharrow, well, by F&T, Wilson's of Sharrow, he does the recipe, and then of course the Irish one too. They're all very similar. Some have a little bit similar. I say that HDT is probably the smokiest out of all of them, which is probably why I like it the most. I still like a little smoky, and even though I'm an American and I prefer European snuffs, the snuffs that I use are probably closer to American snuff, are closer to the American snuffs than they are to any of the other snuffs that I use. Well, those are also European too, but what I'm getting at, as far as scent goes, like a W. Garrett Scotch snuff, those snuffs that are just campfire and wood, those kind of are like what I'm looking for in a snuff anyways. I just happen to like the Europeans because they toast their snuff instead of, I like the campfire smell, but sometimes there's something about the buttery, smoky leather smells better to me than just campfire and wood, which is like W. Garrett Scotch snuff. So, I mean, if I didn't have European snuffs, I probably would be using, and I found some, I probably would be using the Scotch My W and Garrett sounds a lot. I just love that smoky scent. However, it's not so burny when you use the European toast or English toast. But anyways, that's my point here, is that if you were looking for a toast, there's several options, and not one of them would be bad. Matter of fact, the first one you try is probably going to be your favorite or close to it. I've moved on. My Toke was my first favorite natural toasted snuff, but I've moved on, and HDT was just a better budget at the time, buying it in bulk compared to a bunch of natural toast by Toke, and even though I still buy it from Toke's website. So I ended up just being like, you know what, this is better and this smells just as good. And I went back to the natural toast later and I was like, whoa, I actually like HDT way more. So I don't use the natural toast as much, but it's still lovely snuff. I just tried it and man, it was pretty damn good. So this shows just you gotta clean your nose out a little bit and just wait a while and use something different. And you go and use something different and or come back to it later. You might be pretty satisfied. Anyways, that's pretty much the review here. I know we didn't take a lot, it was a little bit more the Irish number 22 by Wilsons of Sharrow. I'd also like to try their plain. I don't know if their natural or their plain is a toast or not. I'm assuming it's not. So we still have blonde, a Viking blonde. I don't know if that's toasted, but we're going to check that out soon as we can. It won't be in this next order. But let's do one more with the Buddha, and we'll say sayonara. Brilliant. Delicious. That's good stuff. Well, this is Angry Bird Official. I hope you like this review. I hope you liked our conversations. This was a review of Irish number 22, and we had a little comparison of the other stuff. So if you enjoyed this review, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you would, please, and you have other friends that want to know about tobacco or snuff, please share my video with them. I love y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. And that's a wrap. Hope y'all take care. See y'all next time.